What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we have Werewolf by Night in the Thronebreaker difficulty. So this guy is actually very tricky to fight. He was really tough to take down with a 5-star. So this guy has the nodes first. Silver Solution. So all attackers gain an AG 47 passive. You know, it doesn't matter. And then when you knock down the defender, you inflict an unstacking wound passive, which actually reduces his regeneration by 50%. So this is pretty nice for Werewolf. Now, 80% energy resist, so you can't really use Torch and Cheese like that. Then he also has, when you're suffering from a debuff, he gains a passive Fury. And, you know, the Fury lasts until all debuffs on the attacker expire. And this guy always have debuffs on you. So yeah, you can see also the Fury is there until those armor breaks and heal blocks expire. That's why Shang is pretty great. He can just cleanse them like that. Then when he pops a special, he inflicts us with those armor breaks and heal block, or armor break and heal block for 10 seconds. And then lastly, Flow Heavy. This is actually kind of tricky because, you know, you gotta knock him down to deal the damage, and then you get that cruelty. But then when the cruelty goes away, he purifies every single debuff. And this is tricky because you actually want to have a slow on this guy and kind of like ignore Unstoppable, because that's where the tricky part comes from Werewolf. So onto the abilities. This guy actually has different AI, basically. He behaves differently. So he's got the Chilling Howl, where he has a 60% chance to howl after dodging back or using a heavy or a special attack. So there's gonna be scenarios where you just see him like dashing back, and then he lets go of his block basically, because the 60% chance triggered. Like there, did you see that? Like, look at this, he dashed back there and he's open because he's actually going for the howl and we interrupted it. So it's actually really important to interrupt it. There I could finish with a special 2, but I had to knock down. So you need to interrupt it, because if you don't, he actually gains a power gain, giving him 8% of max power for each missing bar of power. But if you do that, that's interrupted. Now, he also, if he attempts to do that, so even if you fail it, if you're interrupted, he gains a lycanthropy charge. Or he gains another one when you build up a bar of power. And also he gains 2 charges if you have a rupture on you. So if you have a rupture on you, he's gonna gain 2 of them when you cross a bar of power. And as you can see, he's got 7 charges there. Now, if he has 10, we actually finished the fight. It was an overkill. Let's play this fight again so I can explain. So, if he has 10, he enters the Curse of Lycanthropy. So, when he does that, he's gonna stop howling, or trying to too. He also fights more aggressively, and he gains more ability accuracy on his ruptures and more potency. So be careful there. And also, if he has 10 charges, he gains an unblockable and an unstoppable passive for 2.5 seconds at the end of his heavy and special attacks. So if you see the lycanthropy, the Curse of Lycanthropy, you need to like not attack him after heavies or specials unless you have a slow on him. And that's where the Flow node becomes tricky, because here the slow is gone. So if he had 10 charges there, he would have been able to go unstoppable. So that's pretty tricky. He also gained a regen, healing a little bit of missing health every 0.5 seconds. Nothing too crazy. Now this guy actually has like double mediums. So, you know, every single medium, the first hit of the medium, and sorry, the first medium, so both hits, and the 4th light attack is a guaranteed rupture on you, even through the block. And be careful, because those ruptures kind of hurt. That's why Shang is pretty great. Now, the special 1 and the special 2. So the special 1, he inflicts ruptures on you, and they get triggered through block, so there's a 30% chance. But if he is on his lycanthropy form, he has a 100% chance. So keep that in mind. And then the special 2, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it does some physical damage if you get hit. But if you block it, even if he's outside of the lycanthropic form, he's still gonna apply ruptures on you. So keep that in mind. And it's a lot easier to bait his special 2s rather than the special 1s. You're gonna see it. It's not that bad. Like, it's just, yeah, like that. Special 1 is actually kind of tricky to deal with. It's actually very tricky. It seems like it's not, but it's very tricky. It can clip you. We'll see if I bait one right now. So I think I'm gonna, yeah, look at this. So he does his dash break where he can actually catch you if you finish with a medium attack. He does it really fast. So that I was ready. And then you want to do your next dex when he starts walking at you. If you do it before that, he's gonna clip you. Like, look at this. I want to do it right at, like, when he starts running, and then you just arrange the rest. This is actually really tricky. I got clipped like 20 times to like learn how to deal with this for sure. And then lastly, he actually has something negative, which is good for him on defense, I would say. He's got minus 30% combat power rate, which actually makes it harder to push him to the special 2. So, you know, that's kind of tricky. And then his awaken ability is kind of tricky, but you can play around it. Basically, if he howls while he's got a bar of power, he gains an unblockable passive, and if he howls while above 2 bars of power, he gains an unstoppable. But, you know, you don't really want to, you know, push him over the special 2 anyway. But if you have like a slow champion like Shang and you can time the ebb and flow heavy really well so that you always have the slow, he's not that bad. But he's definitely someone you need to worry about. Like, his double medium attacks have clipped me. Like, I've evaded the first one and then I got clipped by the second one, which is definitely very weird. Special one is actually very tricky to deal with. Super tricky to deal with. You just have to time your first dex, and then your second dex has to be when he starts running. This is really tough. But if you can push him to the special 2, that's a lot better. That's why I chose Shang-Chi. He's one of the best. He can deal with, like, you know, with his cleanse charges, he can deal with the ruptures if one goes through my block, if I'm blocking medium attack. He can also shrug off the unbreak and the heal block from the node, so he doesn't get that passive fury, and the ruptures hurt a lot more. He also has the slow, and he also has, you know, unblockable and stun, which makes it a lot easier to push him over the special 2. So Shang-Chi is amazing for him. You can use science champions. The best science champion is probably Scorpion. You know, you go with the poison or the shock pre-fight, and then you're just immune to ruptures. So basically, he cannot really, you know, get his double charges when you cross a bar of power for his lycanthropy charges, or he can't even like damage you with his ruptures on the special 2s or the special 1s or the medium attack if you happen to block them. So yeah, guys, be careful of this guy. He's actually very tricky to fight. Yeah, I'm excited to actually fight him. Maybe like in Battlegrounds pretty soon. He's gonna be such a pain for sure. I actually can't imagine how more difficult this guy is gonna be with, you know, masters, because people are probably gonna run Mystic Dispersion for him. But this actually, you know, might make him a lot easier because you're gonna be able to push him over the special 2. But he also has that like short power gain if you can't really interrupt his howl. So he might be getting to last special 3. So that definitely really excited to fight him with BGs. So yeah, guys, if this video helped you, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.